What's up, pink butterflies? It's your girl, Lady Sylvia. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me and my shenanigans and what I'm up to today. So I know I look a little different, girl. This is my first wig ever. It's a little bit dark for my taste. I love the style. When I was relaxed, I kept my hair in a bob with some highlights. So I love the style. I just think it's a little bit too dark for my complexion and my skin tone, but I'm gonna work it out. Anyway, I just want to say to my new subscribers, thank you so very much. You have no idea what it means to me that almost 100 people will, I know there's not a lot to y'all, but to me it's everything. That like almost 100 people will take time out of their day to see what I have to say. That blesses my soul. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's jump right in. I did a video about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, called Daddy, I Don't Need You, ... That's a lie. That video has, my email box has 5 to 10 emails a day of people telling me how much that video blessed them and how much they were healed or on the way to healing from what was said in that video. And I am super overwhelmed. I just put out there what I know I heard that blessed me, and I thought that it would bless other people. And to see so many people email me and pour their hearts out and saying how it finally makes sense why their dad, or some people, their mom, wasn't in their life. And I had one young lady who emailed me and said that she had neither parent in her life. And now that she understands why, because she is destined for so much more than they could give her. That has blessed my soul. You know, I always say that there is no testimony with no test. So whatever you've gone through, that's your test, because we overcome by the word of our testimony. So if you don't tell what you went through, how you went through it, and who brought you through it, then what's the point of you going through it? You overcome by the word of your testimony. So I thought it was only fitting that I do kind of the flip side of that, because in that video I spoke about my father, the person who helped to create me. He was never a daddy. He was just a father. He was only the person that God saw fit to carry the seed, but not to raise me. And I asked my children if it would be okay if I spoke about their father. And, you know, off the bat, I told them some things is just, I'm not going to say, because that's just too much. And I asked them what things were off limits. And other than the 2 or 3 things that I already said I wasn't going to discuss, they told me to go for it. And that meant the world to me, that they would trust me, because this is their story too. And that they would trust me to say, Mama, go for it. We believe you. We believe in you, and we believe in your channel. So tell it. If your video about your daddy blessed so many people, then tell them about our daddy. And maybe you can bless more people. So this video is dedicated to my son and my daughter. Okay. So, this young lady emailed me, and out of the probably 30 or 40 emails I've gotten, this one young lady, her email had me literally in tears. try to get it together so I could do this video. Her video had me bawling like a baby because she was saying that I think she's 20 years old and she's pregnant with her first child, who's a girl. So, girl, you better save your money now because the older they get, the more expensive those girls get, girl. But she was just saying how her child's father, you know, once she told him that she was pregnant, he's been acting shady now. And, you know, he's just not there the way she really needs him to be. And so I emailed her back. You know, I was just letting her know that don't take it personal. He's not ready to be a father. Something happens in us women when we become pregnant. It's like fight or flight. Some women run from it and they never become the mothers that they're supposed to be. And some women, no matter the age or stage in life, that's what they were dealt with. That's what they allowed to happen. And so they take off with that thing and they soar and they make sure that they are the best mom that they can be. And I discern in my spirit, that's where this young lady is. She is going to soar and be the best mom that she can be. And it just reminded me of how, you know, when I told my ex, who's the father of both of my children, that I was pregnant with our oldest, my daughter, who is now 18, that he just was beside himself, honey. Like, I got pregnant on my own. You know, we were taking precautions, but duh, I didn't know back then that when you take antibiotics, like, it cancels out your birth control pill. I didn't know that. So that was my bad. That was our bad. I didn't know that. And then my son, that's his bad. I'm sticking to it because I told you that Christmas. I told you. But anyway. So anyway, you know, he was less than happy, and we went through so much in the first 2 or 3 months of my pregnancy. I wanted nothing to do with him. I just got to the point where I was either, to each his own, but I'm going to keep it real. He wanted to abort the baby, and I'm not pro-abortion. I'm pro-life, but I am pro-choice. It's your choice to do whatever you want to do. For me, I didn't want to do that, but because of all the drama I felt like he was putting me through, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna abort the baby, and I will never, ever speak to him a day in my life. I made up in my mind I was never going to deal with him again. And I wasn't able to go through with the abortion. Wasn't able to do it. And he was like, you know, he finally came around and he was like, it's okay, babe. We're going to be together. We're going to raise the baby. We going to do this. But I harbored resentment and just disdain in my heart for him because I was like, I didn't want to have an abortion to begin with. But anyway, it wasn't until I was 5 months pregnant that I had a cyst on my ovary that was, after they drained it to get it out of my body, it was 5 pounds, and my baby was only 1 pound at the time. And let me tell you how good God is. I went to the doctor one day, and they said, your cyst on your ovary is so big, one day it's going to torque or turn, and it's going to kill your ovary, kill your tube. You're going to go into labor, and you're only 20 weeks pregnant. You're going to lose this baby. I was like, they were like, we need to do emergency surgery. I was like, you're not doing surgery on me while I'm pregnant. I'm not doing that. No, sir. I wouldn't even go to the dentist. I'm not doing nothing. No. Anybody who's ever been pregnant, you know, at 19 weeks and below, they won't even try to save the baby. I was 20 weeks and 1 day when they legally, by law, have to try to save the baby. I was 20 weeks and 1 day when that cyst torqued and I went into labor. But anyway, they took the cyst out. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks and it was touch and go with me and the baby. They were able to take the cyst, take the ovary, take the tube, everything, but they were able to save her. I was still pregnant. They sewed me up. I stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks, and she's here. It wasn't until I had went through all of that he really started to show genuine care and concern for me and this little girl. So 5.5 years goes by. Fast forward the story. We have 2 kids. I said, look, either we get married or I'm out of here. And he was like, well, I'm just not ready to get married. So he bought me a ring. And now that I think about it, he never proposed. He never literally technically asked me to marry him. I call that ring like a placeholder, like a hold my line in place, hold my place in line. Because he gave me this ring, but you didn't ask me to marry you. So that's kind of like, well, I'm not ready to go up to the register and make this purchase, but I don't want nobody else to buy you either. So let me just give her this ring, shut her up, and hold my line in place, hold my place in line. And I was like, this is not going to work for me. So I gave him a deadline, gave him an ultimatum. If you don't have a date in the next 30 days, when we going to get married, I'm leaving you and I'm taking the kids. Long story short, he had up until October the 31st. He said he wasn't ready to get married. He couldn't come up with no date, and I was gone. I made him pack up everything in the house, rent a U-Haul truck, and then I made him and his brother drive me back to Virginia Beach, which is where I wanted to live. I made them drive me from Fort Hood, Texas to Virginia Beach. Now, I'm the only person I've ever known to leave her man and take his children and make him help her leave him. That just tickles me. But anyway, it's been 14 years since we've been broken up. He's gotten married since then. He has 3 more children in addition to our 2 children. And unfortunately, he's just not daddy material. I'm not going to say that he doesn't try, because he does. But he doesn't try the way children have told him that they need him to try. My babies sat him down at the table and they told him, we need you to call more. We need you to email, text, write more, send a bird with a note in his mouth, something. And he's so wrapped up in his military career and what he wants to do that he has no time for nobody else but him. And I used to think that he didn't have time for my children, but he was good to go with his wife and his 3 kids in his house. But everything that glitters is not gold. She had the same problems with him, and they lived together in the house with the 3 kids. You know, it's just, he does try. You know, he paid for half of my daughter's Sweet 16. He came for her graduation. You know, my son even lived with him last school year, but he doesn't get it. He does not get it. He's so wrapped up. You know, this is his last year in the Army. He's been in the Army 23 years. He has a nice little rank on his shoulder, baby. He's an E-8. That is a master sergeant. He has a nice little rank. He got all these people working beneath him. He can manage all of his soldiers, but he can't manage his house, and he can't manage his emotions. And that's sad. You know, over the years, if it was not for me making him be a father to my kids, because I was like, look, I'm stressed out and I'm tired. I'm working 2 jobs trying to make sure that I keep a roof over me and these kids' head. I need the summer off. Either I take the summer off, or the kid's gonna come live with you 24/7. See, he the type of person, if you really want $1,000, you gotta ask him for $1,500. That way he'll give you $1,000. So I really wanted the summers off for me to just recoup and get my mind right. So then I told him that I need the kids to live with him full time. So that way I get the summers. See how they work? That's the type of person you're dealing with when you're dealing with him. So